weekend for Hull City as they now extend their lead in the top two to 11 points over the nearest and dearest. That's third place Sunderland. And have they blown it? The Mackhams. We'll take a little look next. Right, folks, back once again with another purchase show today. We're taking a look at match number 43 over in League One, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you do, smash your subscribe, bang out to date. League One, Rovers, World Football, under one Rooski. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, we're not mucking about. Of course, I don't have the time. We're going to just jump straight in the deep end and take a look back at my picks. Of course, we're going to take a look at your picks in about a week's time. Of course, we'll bring you bang up to date with, of course, a very, very busy old next few days. So, anyway, let's get into it. Of course, if you do smash your subscribe, here we go. Recap of those games that did take place this past weekend, which is, of course, kicked us off with Peterborough against Northampton on Friday. It was a 3-1 win for Posh, as they, of course, get themselves closer to the door as well, with Sammy Semedovic with a couple of goals there as well. Justin Clark-Harris has another goal for him. Sam Hoskins giving Northampton a bit of a shout on that one. 3-1 win, though. Peterborough 3-0 for me. Not too shabby. Meanwhile, Blackpool did beat Sunderland. Get in my veins, of course. The Tangerines are on the move. Of course, Luke Garbutt getting the goal, of course, for Blackpool, as, of course, Sunderland failed to deliver. 2-2 for me. 1-0 for Blackpool. Happy days. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers, they suffered a defeat to Lincoln City. Anthony Scully on the score sheet, giving it, of course, Lincoln City an away day win. Ed Upson got himself sent off as Bristol Rovers, fluffed their bloody lines. Burton Albion, what did they do? I don't even know. I think they must have drew. That's right, 1-1 in the end against Plymouth. Ryan Hardy getting the goal for Plymouth. Ryan Broom getting the goal for Burton. Of course, continued their recent good run, but no win this time. But at least it's not a defeat. 1-1 in the end. Actually, I went with a 2-1 myself. Charlton 0-0 draw against Ipswich. Nothing to report there. Actually, went with a 2-1 for Atkins boys. Meanwhile, Hull City, their big win over Fleetwood, 2-1 win in the end, despite going behind. Carl Vassell giving Fleetwood the lead. Josh McGuinness and Keynes Lewis Porter giving Hull the win in the end. 2-1 win for them. 3-1 for me. Not too shabby. My MK Dons did beat Portsmouth as well. Big win for MK Dons. Scott Fraser for the penalty spot giving the MKs, the Stadium MK, of course, the win. Jack Wharton got himself sent off for Portsmouth as they fluffed their lines. Actually went with the 1-0 win for Pompey, but I got it wrong. Rochdale, another win for them. 3-1 win for them. 2-1 for me as their relegation rebound continues. Jimmy Cohane with the goal there. Jack Beasley as well. Conor Shignowsi getting a goal for Rochdale as well. Ben Barkley getting a goal for Accrington, but of course not good enough in the end. Actually went with Rochdale, so happy days. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury Town, they did, what did they do? Well, I'm looking for them against Doncaster. I think it might have been postponed. I'm looking for it. I can't even see it. Anything for Shrewsbury? I can't see it. Can you see it? I can't see it. Let's kick it on further then. It was a 2-0 win for Doncaster. That was what I'm looking at. I don't even know when that was. Shrewsbury. There it is. Yes, they did play 2-0 win in the end for Doncaster. Ferretti get the goal for, of course, Doncaster. Taylor Richards also on the score sheet for Doncaster as they got themselves the 2-0 win. Actually went 2-0 win for Shrewsbury, but I got wrong. Meanwhile, Wigan also continued their recent revival with a new owner behind the scenes. 2-0 win over Crewe. Joseph Dodo on the score sheet with Lee Evans as well. Not the comedian, but of course that guy. Omar Beckles got himself sent off for Crewe. 2-0 win for Wigan. 2-1 for me. Wimbledon also big winners over Swindon Town. 4-1 win for them. Goals coming from Joe Piggott with a couple of goals there. Will Nottingham, Abiu Asai as well, with Tyler Smith getting the one goal for Swindon, but unfortunately not good enough. And Oxford 5-goal thriller against Gillingham. 3-2 in the end. Vadane Oliver on the score sheet, of course, Gillingham, Robbie Gundy as well. Sam Long on the score sheet for Oxford. Sam Long getting a brace. As you can see, I did myself okay, but not really spectacular. But of course, let's go back and take a look at that league table. Now, of course, this is the all-important league table, but of course, it's still got a whole host of a bit of drama still to be had. But of course, right here, right now, Hull City are your leaders by, of course, 3 points over Peterborough. But of course, they have the comfort of a whopping 11-point lead over Sunderland, as of course they edge closer to return to the Championship. Sunderland, though, probably have to settle for the playoffs with Lincoln, Blackpool, and Oxford at the moment. Portsmouth not out of the woods just yet. Neither Charlton and Ipswich still battling away. Of course, a lot of games still to be played, especially with a lot of teams still playing catch-up, including the likes of Doncaster and, of course, Shrewsbury. As for the foot table, Swindon, Bristol Rovers, Rochdale and Northampton going down. We're going to give themselves a 4-point cushion as well. But, of course, it could all change in the match week, of course, and we're going to kick it all off right here, right now, with Accrington Stanley up against, of course, Doncaster Rovers. Let's get into this one now, shall we? Of course, played to the last 6. Performance at Accrington, nothing for Doncaster. 2 draws last time around. In Accrington was a 1-0 with Accrington back in October 2018. Goals from Offenyandy Sanzala giving the Accrington the W. Also played each other though at the Keynes was a 1-0 win for Accrington as well this season back in February. Of course, the Accrington undefeated in the last 7 matches against Doncaster in all comps. However, they come into this though. Doncaster just 1 win in the past 6 games. That one was against Shrewsbury. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Accrington. That was against Oxford quite a few games back as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Accrington Stanley 64 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 7-4 is your long shots. I believe it is Doncaster. Doncaster coming to sitting in 10th, and with them they can move up to 8th. As for the opposition, of course, Accrington down to 13th right now, but with them they can move up to 9th. Might be too little too late for Accrington, but still, Doncaster still battling on, but I'm going with a 1-1 in it. 1-1 in the end. You take it just like that. Next up, of course, Wimbledon up against Oxford United. Of course, played each other last 6. Of course, it's been nothing but Wimbledon 5 for Oxford and 1 draw last round. In Wimbledon was a 2-1 win for Oxford back in, of course, December 2019. Shane McLaughlin with a big for OG Mark Sykes as well, which Joe Pickett again the one to go for Wimbledon. Heading into this though, Wimbledon have actually scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 matches. Oxford have actually scored also 3 goals in the last 3 matches as well. They come into this, both of these two sides winning 3 on the spin. In fact, identical records, winning 4 of the past 6 games, and also to a couple of defeats as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Wimbledon 11-5 for the ratio, 11-10 is your Oxford, of course, 13-5 is your draw. Oxford are actually in 6th, and for them they can move up to 5th. As for Wimbledon, they're down to 19th right now, but for them they can close in on Shrewsbury. I've gone with Wimbledon on this one with a 2-0 win. They've got the tails up, and I think they're going to hang on in there. Next, of course, with Bristol Rovers up against, of course, MK Dons. Played to the last 6, of course, 3 wins for Bristol Rovers, 2 for MK Dons, of course, 1 draw last round in Bristol. That was 1-0 win for Bristol back in, of course, October 2019. Tom Davis on scoring for Bristol Rovers. Also played this season down at MK Dons. It was a 2-0 win for MK back in, of course, Boxing Day goal. And of course, Bristol Rovers keeping a clean sheet though in the last 3 matches at home against MK Dons in all comps. Heading into this though, MK Dons coming into this just 1 win in the past 4 games. That one was against, of course, Pompey the other day. Meanwhile, just 1 win in 6 for Bristol Rovers. That was against Doncaster quite a couple of games back. Meanwhile, bookies odds on this one. Bristol Rovers 85 for the Richard 75 is your 70-10 is your MK Dons. MK Dons are in 12th. With them, they can move up to 9th. As for their opposition, of course, what we're talking about Bristol Rovers down in the relegation zone, but with them, they can move up to 21st. They need the win. I think they'll just about nick it with a 1-0 win. Of course, to put a bubble burst, and of course, MK Dons. Burton Albion taking, of course, Lincoln City. Of course, played each other last 6, 2 for Burton, 3 for Lincoln, 1 draw. Last round in Burton was a 2-0 win for Lincoln back in December 2019. Goals coming at you. Harry Anderson, Tyler Walker as well. Played each other, of course, this season, 5-1 win for Lincoln in Lincoln back in Boxing Day. Lincoln, though, winning the last 3 matches against Burton in all comps. Burton, though, undefeated in the last 5 matches in League One. They come into this just 1 defeat past 6 and 1 defeat against Shrewsbury. Meanwhile, back-to-back wins for Lincoln City have them dreaming once again of promotion. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Burton coming at you. Where are you, Burton? Burton. There you are. 50-8 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 7-5 is your Lincoln City. Lincoln City are, of course, in 4th, and a win for them they can move up to 3rd. As for Burton, they're down to 17th right now, but a win for them they can move up to 15th. Goodness gracious me! I think this was going to be a 2-1 for Burton again. They just like to be the party poopers with a 2-1 win. Surprise, surprise. Of course, next up Fleetwood Town up against Crewe Alexandra. Of course, played to the last 6, 3 for Luton, 3 for Crewe, 3 for bloody Fleetwood, 1 for Crewe, 2 draws. Of course, last round in Fleetwood was a 2-0 win for Fleetwood back in May 2016. Of course, in Fleetwood, Borry Grant, Devante Cole on score sheet, giving Fleetwood a W. Also played each other this time around. Boxing Day was 1-1 draw in Crewe. Crewe failing to score them in the last 3 matches in League One. They come into this just 1 win the past 6 games, 1 win the past 5 games. That was against MK Dons on the road. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 3 games for Fleetwood. That was against Hull just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Fleetwood coming at you at 23-20 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 23-10 is your Crewe. Of course, a win for Crewe in 15th. They could go up as high as 12th. As for Fleetwood in 14th, they could also go as high as 11th in the table. I think it'll be 2-1 win for Fleetwood on this one. Points to the bag, move the chains. Next, of course, we have the leaders, Hull City against Sunderland. Of course, played to the last 6. Of course, 1 for Hull, 3 for Sunderland, 2 draws. Must-win game for Sunderland, you would think. Last round at the Kazam or the KCOM or whatever you want to call it, was a 1-1 draw back in September 2017. James Vaughan on the score sheet for Sunderland, David Meyer on the score sheet, of course, for Hull back in the day. Also played to the other stadium like this season back in January this year. Reece Burke and Aidan McGee on the score sheet as the points were split right down the middle. Hull, though, winning 9 last 11 matches in League One. They come into this, though, 3 defeats on the spin for Sunderland, losing to Charlton, losing to Wigan, losing to Blackpool. As for Hull, they've actually won 4 on the spin. They look very, very good at the moment. Of course, bookies odds on this one. Hull 5-4 for the victory, 11-5 is Sunderland, 11-5 is the draw. Sunderland come into this in 3rd, and win for them. They can close it in on 2nd. As for Hull, they could probably, I don't know, could they get promoted? I don't even know. But a win for them, they'll be right on the cusp of promotion. I've gone with a 3-1 win for Hull, big as well, and comfortably to say the least. Next, Northampton down up against Ipswich. Played each other the last 3, 1 with a piece and 1 draw last time around in Northampton. I don't even know, but of course they played each other this season at Portsmouth Rovers, a 0-0 draw back in February. The one in the highlight was, of course, a red card for Flynn Downs. Of course, Ipswich failing to score in the last 4 away matches in League One, and also failed to win the last 7 on the road. They come into this just 1 win the past 6 games. That was against Bristol Rovers. Meanwhile, 3 games without a win for Northampton. The last win was against Shrewsbury at home in a 1-0 win then. Of course, the bookies odds on this one. Northampton 21-10 for the ratio, 21-10 is your 11-8 is your Ipswich. Ipswich coming to this in 9th. They'll win for them. They can move up to 8th. As for Northampton Town, they're 21st. 21st, but for them, they can close in on Wigan, who are, of course, in 20th spot at the moment. But I go in with a 1-0 win for Northampton against Ipswich, who look a little bit wobbly at the moment. Of course, heading into this badge, of course, Peterborough up against Gillingham. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Played each of the last 6, 4 wins for Peterborough, nothing for Gillingham, 2 draws last time around. Posh was a 0-0 draw back in Jan 2020. Mark Beavers got himself sent off. Also, though, this time around, of course, this season at Priestfield was a 3-1 win for Peterborough back in February 2021, just the other day, in fact. Peterborough actually won 20 of the last 25 matches in League One. They're also undefeated in the last 6 matches against Gillingham in all comps. They come into this winning 4 of the past 5 games. On a hiccup was a draw against Sunderland. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Gillingham. That was against Wigan, a 1-0 win at the back end of March. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Posh coming at you at, of course, 20-11 on for the victory. 3-1 is your 90-4 is your Gillingham. Gillingham come into this in 11th, and for them they can move up to 9th. As for Peterborough, then in 2nd, and for them they could actually go top of the pops with a win and a little bit of luck going their way. I think they'll get the win with a 2-0 win, and of course move the chains. Next up, of course, Plymouth, Argyle are taking on, of course, Charlton Athletic. Played the last 6, 2 wins for Plymouth, 3 for Charlton, 1 draw last time around in Plymouth. Was a 2-0 win for Charlton back in, of course, April 2019. Lyle Taylor on the score, Neil Canavan getting a big fat OG. Of course, they played each other this season on Boxing Day down at the Valley. Of course, it was a 2-2 draw back in December, of course. Charlton undefeated in the last 9 matches in League One. They come into this Charlton winning 3 of the past 6 games, drawing the other 3 as well. I mean, it was just 1 win the past 5 games for Plymouth. That was against Wimbledon at the back end of, that's actually the start of April. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Plymouth coming at you. 14-5 for the victory, 12-5 is drawn, 20-19 on is your Charlton. Charlton coming to this, of course, in 8th, and for them they can move up to 6th. As for their opposition, they are Plymouth. They're all the way down to 16th at the moment, but for them they can move up to 14th. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Charlton on this one. Nigel Atkins even working his magic. Next, of course, Rochdale up against Blackpool, of course. Bit of a northwest crunch clash, you would say. Of course, plays for the last 6, 2 wins for Blackpool, 1 for Rochdale, 3 draws last round. At Spotlands was a 0-0 draw back in August 2019. Nothing to report there. Also played each other at Bloomfield Road, though, this season back in February was a 1-0 win for the Pool. The Tangerines, of course, Blackpool undefeated in the last 16 matches in League One. They come into this back-to-back wins. Is for Rochdale, of course. Blackpool unbeaten in the last 6, at the very least. Of course, picking up 3 wins in the past 5. Of course, a couple of draws in amongst all that. Of course, what are we looking at here? Rochdale, where are you? They're 15-4 for the victory. 5-2 is your 43 on is your Blackpool. Blackpool coming to this, of course, in 5th, and with them they can move up to 3rd. Goodness gracious me! Where have that come from? Of course, Rochdale coming to this in 22nd, and with them they can close in on 21st. I've gone with a 1 more draw in this one, which would be an upset for Blackpool, as of course they can start dropping down the table. Next up, of course, Shrewsbury up against Wigan. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Played for the last 5, 1 for Shrewsbury, 2 for Wigan, 2 draws last time around. At Shrewsbury was a 1-0 win for Shrewsbury back in September 2017. Stephen Payne on the score sheet, even Shrewsbury, the W. Ryan Clough got himself sent off for Wigan. Also played for the DW back in Boxing Day was a 1-1 draw. Will Keynes and Shaw Wally on the score sheet. Wigan, they're winning the last 3 matches in League One. They come into this, beating the likes of Doncaster, Sunderland, and of course Crewe. As for their opposition, Shrewsbury just 1 win the past 6 games. That was against Plymouth all the way back at the start of April. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? Shrewsbury, 11-8 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 2-1 is your Wigan. Wigan coming to this, of course, in 20th, but a win for them, they can move up to 19th. As for their opposition, Shrewsbury, they're actually in 18th, and a win for them, they can move up to, goodness gracious me, to 16th in the table. I've gone with, on this one, Wigan to get a point, 2-2 in the end. Swindon Town are going up against Portsmouth, of course, in the final one on this league match. Of course, played 2, actually won 2 of the past 6. Portsmouth picking up 3, and of course 1 draw between the 2 sides. Last time around at Swindon was a 5-0 win for Swindon back in 2013. Of course, in January, James Collins with 4 goals, Danny Collins as well for Swindon, giving them a 5-0 win. Also played, though, this is at Fratton Park, was a 2-0 win back in February this season. Swindon, though, losing 9 last 11 matches in League One, and they come into this 5 on the spin. That's defeats. As for Portsmouth, 3 games without a win for them as well. A bit of a hokey kind of form in the minute. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on the Swindon? Actually 3-1 for the victory, a 30-5 is your draw, 11-10 on is your Pompey. Pompey coming to this in 7th. A win for them, they can move up to 5th. As for Swindon, they're in the old relegation mire at the moment, but a win for them, they could climb up a little bit, up as high as 21st if they get the W. I don't think they'll get it. I think it'll be a 1-0 win for Pompey. In the end, that's where I'm going to have to leave you, folks. Of course, we'll take a look back at your picks a little bit later on. Maybe I think it'll be a week's time. It won't be the next one, it'll be the one after. It'll be a bit of a condensed episode, so we'll take a look at all of that. Then, until then, though, be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. We'll do it all again very soon. Until then, I'm out.